Hello and welcome to Rock Solid Productions, where in this video we are going to unbox and test the Yok Super NES Classic Edition Wireless Turbo Controller. Hey everyone, Gary here with Rock Solid Productions, and if you saw any of our videos revolving around this little bad boy here, the Super NES Classic Edition, which you can see right up there, you know that I absolutely fell in love with the system the moment I powered it on. But one of the things I wasn't thrilled with was I'm just not a fan of corded controllers. Well, a number of companies have come out with wireless controllers, first for the NES Classic Edition, and now that'll also work with the Super NES Classic Edition. So, and this is, I have to admit, a company I had never heard of before. I'm pronouncing it Yok, Y-O-K. It could be Yoke. I'm not entirely sure, I will be honest with you. These are available through GameStop in two different colors. Red, as you see here. There's also a blue too. We're going to open up the box, see what comes in the box. We're going to hook it up and test it out. So here on the desk we have the Super NES Wireless Turbo Controller from Yok. And let's open it up. For that we'll just need to cut through the tape on the sides of the top. These are available for $20, $19.99. And again, like I mentioned, I found this at my local GameStop. Very small packaging, but that's what it looks like out of the box. Interesting, I couldn't tell from the pictures online, but this is not a regular D-pad. It's actually kind of raised up. Almost reminds me of a Genesis or a Master System controller, to be honest with you. It feels a little floaty. I'm not sure how well it's going to work. And there's an LED, it looks like, up there. There's your LR buttons. Very clicky, A, B, X, Y. These are all the same shape, just a different color, so more after the styling of the Super Famicom controller. Does not work on a rechargeable system. This uses AAA batteries, which I'm not a fan of. Especially one for 20 bucks. You can get the Nico Super Mini Boss that comes with rechargeables. Beyond this should be an instruction sheet and a little dongle. There's the small dongle inside there. And there's your user's manual. Make sure that you read through this. Yep, does use two AAA batteries. Now the one thing that I do appreciate at least is there isn't a screw retaining that battery cover. That is a pain in the rear end. One of the unique things, and the manual covers it right off, is the fact that you actually have turbo fire button switches right here that you can slide on and off. Very similar to the, again, the Nico Mini Boss, but that's key programmable with a combination of two button presses. It's a 2.4 gigahertz controller, range up to 20 feet. Works with the Nintendo SNES Classic Edition. This just walks you through putting the batteries in, precaution and maintenance. That's all there is to it. So let's get some AAAs. We'll test it out and see how it measures up. So I have the Yok controller connected to my Super NES Classic here, and to turn it on you just hit the select button, and that's what turned it on for me. So going through the menus, let's see, how about, you know, Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo is really going to push this to its limits, so let's see how it works. Because any sort of lag or latency is going to immediately come through. It's really weird, this rocker is just very odd. Start and stop are very clicky. And again, something I do, I like having my high punch on Y, my high kick on B. And again, versus Dalsim, whom I always seem to have problems with. Wait a second, that was actually really easy to pull off. Okay, I was initially kind of doubting this D-pad. It's pretty solid. At least for Super Street Fighter 2, I'm able to pull off the moves pretty decent. I talk about not judging a book by its cover. That was pretty stout. Hey, So let's see if we can beat Dalsim in 2 rounds here. Ah! Oh, he burned me up. I can't pull off the shuriken. I don't know if it's just not quite responsive enough for that, but like doing the Hyruken and the spinning kick, spot on. Let's do one more. Actually, let's not. Let's go down and select. Is that, yes? Down and select gets me back to the home page. Let's try Star Fox. And one of the things I'm going to do is I'm going to turn on the turbo just by sliding the button on. Oh, that's cool. So I'm not pressing a button. If you slide the switch all the way to the top, that's automatic fire. Middle position is rapid fire and down is off. I like it. And it actually says right here, off turbo auto. So it's just my fault for not reading. Not sure on the shape. It's not as comfortable, I'll say, as like the Gamers Tech 16-bit HD or even the stock SNES controller, but it's not bad. It's really not bad, and the D-pad has been a pleasant surprise so far. And the automatic firing on B. I like it. Oh yeah. Do a barrel roll. Well, if you would get out of the line of fire, Slippy, then I wouldn't be hitting you. Ah, crud, I think, yeah, D-pad feels a lot better than what I thought it might. Not bad. Let's try one more really quick. Let's see what else we have on here. You know what? I love Super Castlevania 4. Great soundtrack, beautiful graphics, one of the best games of all time. In fact, I think if you watch GameSack at all, they actually name this their best 16-bit game of all time. So we're going to go to... I'm totally trolling Zelda fans there right now. So here's where kind of the D-pad may come into play a little bit, is going up the stairs and such, but man, not bad. So how would I compare it to like the Super Mini Boss from Nico or the 8-bit Do controllers? I do like it better than the Nico controller. I wasn't a fan of the D-pad. This D-pad is much better. I like the turbo functionality, which is a bonus over the 8-bit Do controllers, and it's half the, well, not quite half the price. I don't like the fact that it has AAA batteries for power. I really wish it was rechargeable. But you balance out the turbo functionality versus rechargeable batteries. Okay, it's a push, but I'd like to see them come out with, say, a Pro version of this that is identical in practically every way, that ran on lithium-ion or lithium polymer batteries. I would really like that. Nice, got the skeleton coming down. And that's, again, if the D-pad didn't have the responsiveness I needed, I wouldn't have been able to do that. Just look at how great this game looks, though. It's gorgeous. Soundtrack is amazing. I don't know how Konami did it. I really don't, because especially so early on in the life of the Super NES, I mean, this game is, I would call it a masterpiece. Yeah, overall, I can't complain about anything about this controller besides the fact that it has the AAA batteries, and AAA's by their very nature lower capacity. You're not going to get as much playtime. But man, the D-pad, I was not thinking highly of the D-pad when I unboxed it, but very good. The L and R buttons are good. The shape of the controller is a little different, but you know what? It doesn't detract from gameplay. Loving the turbo feature on, especially on Star Fox. It was pretty awesome to have. Yeah, I mean, it's spot on. For, you know, I was concerned because I had never heard of Yok or you know, the name of the company. I never heard of it before. So how about some final thoughts? I'd say definitely give it a consideration if you are looking for a second controller. If you have an 8-bit DOE controller, I wouldn't, you know, there's no need to update. But if you're looking for a good wireless Player 2 controller, or if you just don't want to spend the money on one of the 8-bit DOE controllers, this would be worthy of consideration. I know 8-bit DOE did come out, or just recently announced, they haven't released it yet, their 2.4 gigahertz non-Bluetooth. It's kind of their proprietary controller. A couple dollars more than this. Doesn't have the turbo functionality, but does have rechargeable batteries, I do believe. But man, very, very good controller. For 20 bucks, I'm impressed. So that's going to do it for our review on the Yok Wireless Turbo Controller for the Super NES Classic. Spot on. Really, really good. If you do have any comments or questions, please feel free to leave them down below in the comments. You can also email me at rocksolidmail@gmail.com. I answer each and every comment or email that we get. You can also follow us on Twitter at rocksolidstudios. Hit us up on Facebook, facebook.com/rocksolidproductions. And if you like what you see here and you want to help contribute to the show, you can do so by visiting our Patreon page, patreon.com/rocksolid. Final little bit on here, you know, how do you shut it off? It actually will shut itself off after a few minutes of basically being idle. So being AAA batteries, I kind of wish there was an on-off switch, but yeah, it works decently. Yeah, very good controller for the money. Check it out. And if you do want to pick up any of the 8-bit DOE controllers or any other accessories too, make sure that you check out our friends over at castlemaniagames.com. If you use promo code ROX10, it'll save you 10% on your entire order. Thanks to Ryan and those guys out there for supporting the channel. So thank you for watching. I've got some more playing to do. I'll talk to you later.